You've come down to Harborough Town and come away with a 0-0 draw. Game plan executed?
No, because we didn't win the game. But we did know what we have to do in terms of being resolute, strong. They're a really good team. A very well backed team, lots of resource, and they're a really strong, experienced team who do what they do very well. But I thought we nullified them, a lot in terms of the chances that you're always going to have to defend set plays against them. But in terms of general open play, they never carved us open. I came and watched them last week, and they are a really good team. And albeit only 5 games in, they've won 4 and drawn 1, and they're top of their league for a reason. So to come here and get something from the game, keep a clean sheet, which I guess we're the first team to stop them scoring as well, is really pleasing. We just lack that little bit of quality, and obviously have the 2 chances at the back end there, which Hayes obviously disappointed with. That would have been the perfect game plan if we'd obviously executed one of those. But we're in the hat, and obviously we go again Tuesday.
And obviously a change in formation, 3 at the back with 2 wing backs, and that looks a really good system for you.
Yeah, we felt that it was right for today's game, and I've said this before, I've gone on record to say that we're an adaptable group that will obviously change the shape for the circumstances that that we come up against. And coming here today, the way that they play, I thought it was really important that we had that extra body back there, not just to defend the set plays, but for also the way in which their players move into certain areas and certain positions. And yeah, as I say, I'm really pleased with how they executed the defensive part of the game plan for sure.
Xander back in Dino Visa back in contention for this game, but you elected to go with Xander Park, and he unfortunately got injured. What is the news on Xander?
Yeah, well, obviously he had a collision with Curley, didn't he, in the first half, where he's come out and ended up hurting his back on the landing on the impact. So obviously Dino, we were fortunate enough to have Dino with us today, who's been unavailable for selection for the last couple of weeks really, in the last 10 days. So obviously at half time we realised Xander was really struggling, and we felt it was an obvious decision to make at that point.
A glut of changes towards the end of the game, really went with a lot of attacking players. What was your assessment on the way that the players that you brought on and the impact they had on the game?
Well, nearly too many attacking players, because we tried to make a 6th sub with a double substitution, which was a bit embarrassing. But obviously, because we brought Dino on at half time, it impacted my thinking a little bit. But yeah, no, we obviously wanted to win the game. We did want to win the game, and certainly once they went down to 10, we knew at some point we're going to have to roll the dice. You look at the options we had on the bench today, and we always knew that if we stayed in the game, we had goals to come into the game. And I thought the subs actually all impacted the game positively. Obviously, Hayden, as we've just alluded to, the 2 chances he's had, he'll be disappointed. But we know what a good player he is, and we know the fact that he's getting into them situations, and we created those big moments towards the back end of the game was pleasing, and hopefully we can take that momentum into Tuesday.
And you come out with a game plan. Obviously, you and the management team have come up with a way of playing. I guess it's probably as enjoyable for you as a manager to see, even though you didn't win the game, the players stuck to the task to a man.
Yeah, listen, the character in the group, the players are top drawer, and they'll the way they apply themselves, the way they take on board information and try to apply what it is that we ask of them is second to none. They're an incredible group in that sense, and we talk about being flexible. That's really, really important. That ability to adapt in game, and both obviously with the way in which we've changed the shape again today, and we've had 1 training session to look at it, and they come out and execute what they've done. You wouldn't think that they'd only had 1 training session. So yeah, they're a great group in that sense.
So we assume the replay is this coming Tuesday?
Yeah, and that's what we just spoke about in there. Listen, we've worked really hard to get the replay. We obviously wanted to win the game. We've had to settle for the replay. It would be a shame to obviously not make the most of that opportunity come Tuesday. So we're essentially, in the old cliche, that we're at half time now, aren't we? So at the end of the day, we've got to go again now over what will be 95 minutes and potentially more, and hopefully we can do enough to get over the line.
Are you tempted to shuffle the pack for Tuesday, or is it a case of let's see what we've got, and you and the management team getting together to adopt a game plan that will win you the game?
Yeah, we'll have a look, obviously, how the lads are physically, first and foremost, over the next 24 hours. You can't do too much between now and Tuesday in terms of changing, making wholesale changes, but certainly in terms of freshening the group up, that may be something we have to consider, and we've done that, relatively successfully in previous games. So, playing on a Tuesday night after a Saturday isn't something we're not accustomed to. So yeah, we'll have a look and see what we think this time tomorrow.
Josh, thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much.